Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the Midtown Comics live show. My name is Greg and I'm here with Serge from Midtown Comics Grand Central. How you doing today?
All right, we're doing all right. Grand Central, the middle child. We're doing okay.
So there's a lot of movie news to discuss today. Right before we started recording, well, I guess, is this technically recording, John? I mean, because we're live, so you're shooting and recording. Okay, good to know.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So it's, I believe Variety is reporting that Joss Whedon is close to a deal to direct, write, and produce a Batgirl movie, presumably starring Barbara Gordon, not Cassandra Cain or Stephanie Brown, but Batgirl. Yeah, how do you feel?
It has to be Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
It has to be Barbara Gordon. But we heard this at the store. Josh dropped. Reactions were mixed. Joss Whedon, no one writes strong women like Joss Whedon. Buffy, Kitty Pryde, he loves them both. Now he's going to be bringing that to the MCU. I mean, the DCU, excuse me, the DCU. With a little, because the DCU needs a little MCU pizzazz, it needs some flavor, it needs some of that good stuff. And money talks. And right now they're just in talks. Okay, it's not definite yet. Some people out there, Joss has his critics, but I think it'd be great. Personally, one of my coworkers was concerned that she would be teeny bopper selfie by Batgirl, about the Batgirl from Burnside, which had a mixed reaction as opposed to the classic Barbara Gordon or with the Oracle maturity, make her young, but that was the concern, and whether it will be in the DC cinematic universe also. Unclear. I think would make sense for them to do that. But hey, I'm on board. I'm all for it, Joss. Right now, Joss is coming off the 20th anniversary of Buffy. There is a spread, photo spread in the upcoming Entertainment Weekly. The photos are being shared. And I think that when he was doing that, he may have had the thought, okay, I started my career with Buffy, was writing strong female characters. I want to make sure that people do Batgirl correctly, and perhaps that's why he is considering this.
Speaking of Entertainment Weekly, a report came out where it's allegedly drawing inspiration from the New 52 run, which was written by Gail Simone. And so it would definitely be Barbara Gordon. Like you said, it has to be Barbara Gordon for the first movie. And you have J.K. Simmons as her father. That alone is awesome. More J.K. Simmons.
Gordon?
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Commissioner Gordon, because there's been a few continuity changes. Is it her father? Is it her stepfather? Is it her uncle who adopted her? It really depends which version. I get confused, and I'm a nerd when it comes to this sort of thing. Continuity. I'm a continuity cop. Hey. But J.K. Simmons, perfect casting. I would love it if they brought Gail Simone in as a consultant at least. I think Gail is very professional. I think Gail and Josh could work magic together, be on the same page. They're both fans. They're both geeks. They're card carrying for life, laminated geeks. Okay. Make it happen, Gail. Joss, somebody call her up. I think she'd be down. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, WB, if you're watching, bring in Gail Simone as a consultant for this. We're sure Joss alone is going to do a great job, but it can't hurt to have a critically acclaimed comic writer who has already handled the character and done some great work.
Absolutely.
And now one thing that I'm thinking about with Batgirl is it should kind of be like an origin story, because I've heard that this Batman is a loner with the exception of Alfred and presumably 2 Robins, Jason and Nightwing, since he's going to have his own movie. So it would be cool if this version is inspired by Batman and decides to do her own thing.
Because if you can make the Supergirl TV show work with all those effects and all that continuity and having a female character stand alone with a good supporting cast, you could totally make a Batgirl film fly on its own. And it doesn't have to be all dark and broody, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited. This is actually pretty cool news. And I never thought two factors who were, Joss Whedon has never written DC. Joss Whedon has never written a DC comic at all, to my knowledge. He's written the X-Men, he's written Dark Horse, but he's never written a DC book. So this would be pretty freaking cool. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make a Wonder Woman movie a while ago, right?
They did. They were in talks for it. He had a version for it. They decided instead to go with the Christopher Nolan version, Batman Begins, instead over his. So he may be a little salty about that. So Josh, just play hardball at the negotiating table. Be like, y'all burned me about 12 years ago, and it was fine, but you called me back for a reason, okay? And the reason, I got reasons. So.
Yeah, whatever Matt Reeves did, just do that. Because apparently the negotiations didn't go well, and then they did. I don't know. It's tough to say because we're just hearing this as reports. None of us are actually in the room with them. Yeah.
We're just speculating right now, but hey, I could only imagine what's. I want to be a fly on that wall. I want to be an Ant-Man on that wall. Different universe. But
Doing a crossover.
Ray Palmer Adam. You would never even know I'm there. Okay, how about that? Or Ryan Choi. One of them. They're both cool.
And it'd be
Okay.
cool. I mean, if they're doing Gotham City Sirens to eventually pave the way for a Birds of Prey, and
Absolutely.
yeah, no need for you don't need to establish her dark past with like the Killing Joke or anything. I say just do an origin, just have her do her own thing, and then don't need to worry about Joker and all that.
Killing
Yeah.
joke is a killing cliche at this point because everybody's like, oh, she got shot. You know what? There's more to Barbara Gordon than that. Let's see some of that. She is a whiz. She is smart. She a self-made martial artist. You could do so much with that. Stay away from all that, okay? No more of that. No more.
Yeah, and also from the DC Extended Universe, we recently got a new Justice League trailer. I had a bit of a fanboy moment on that. When I never thought I would see Aquaman riding the Batmobile.
Yes. That was pretty cool. Mara, in my opinion, stole the show. Everybody I know is like, Mara on Facebook, on social media. Oh my God, it's Mara. And she looked fabulous. Now, Aquaman riding the Batmobile. That's very cool. Some of my favorite Super Friends cartoons episodes did not have Superman or Wonder Woman in it. I remember one, it was Batman, Robin, and Aquaman teaming up versus a Captain Nemo type villain. I never forgot that episode. I thought that was very interesting. My only concern is this: Aquaman. See, I said Namor. See, that's the problem. He looks like 90s Namor. Look him up. Jay Lee's Aquaman looks just like him, and he's acting like Drax the Destroyer, Drax from Guardians. Drax's personality, Namor's looks, you just label Aquaman on it. I can't believe it's not Aquaman. It's a problem. These fish sticks smell. Give me some real Arthur Curry.
Outrageous.
Give me some real Arthur Curry. You got Mara, that's good. You got Atlantis looks cool, but give me some. At one point, it looks like Steppenwolf's axe of the new guys.
Yeah,
It's
the
flying.
underwater scene, Aquaman dodging it. real
I'm
quick.
excited about that. You guys could do some really good stuff with that. But you know what? Did someone pay the light bill? Why is it always dark? It's so. Turn on the lights. Say it with me. Sunlight. Okay. How does Superman even fly if there's no sun in the DC universe? Okay. He must be starving. Okay. Everyone's starving because there are no plants, because there's no sunlight to grow vegetation.
They're saving the big fights for the night. It looks more dramatic. I mean, I understand that complaint, but there's a lot of beautiful cinematography in there as well,
No,
with
there is.
Cyborg flying through the clouds and
I'm-
the full moon.
I'm Cyborg looking like Superman a little too much for my opinion. I'm one of those guys who was never totally on board Cyborg being a member of the league and not a Teen Titan. I'm old school. However, all that aside, it did look pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. I want to see Bats and Wonder Woman kicking butt together, back to back. The Flash. So that's one thing I got. Ezra Miller. I don't know who you are. Is that even his
Yes,
name?
Ezra
Okay.
Miller.
Yeah, it looks like Kylo Ren. Grant Gustin is. He looks like Kylo Ren. Grant Gustin
I never
is.
thought of that.
they-
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver. He looks like Kylo Ren. Grant Gustin will always be my Flash.
Okay.
Sorry about
Well,
it.
he's a lovable guy. Grant
He is
Gustin. He does a
great.
great job.
I don't know. This guy, he's not lovable. He's sharp. He's all over. I'm like, what? He looks like a Power Ranger on spikes. Spikes.
spiky Power Ranger.
Spiky Power Ranger. Okay. I don't know. I'm saying. Anyway, that's just me.
That's
But
fair,
it's
that's fair,
exciting.
man.
But still, I'm excited.
I'm one of those weird people who loved Man of Steel and eventually changed my opinion on Batman v
That was you.
Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one guy who everyone's like, "What's wrong with you, man? Why you love that movie?"
I walked out of the theater and I almost got jumped by friends of mine because I said, I liked it. Really? But then, it wasn't, Man of Steel wasn't that bad. As some people say, I actually enjoyed it too, to be honest. Okay. But here, Justice League, let's go for it. Let's make it the league. Let's see some teamwork. Some actual teamwork,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going for that. It looks like a lot of fun, hopefully. And you have Mara protecting a mother box. In the brief shot that you see her, there's a
Yes.
mother box behind her.
Good thoughts. Hey, Mara, maybe my Mara statue I have will appreciate in value now. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm just being, that guy. But it's going to be cool.
So one of the most polarizing parts about Batman v Superman was that Batman was killing whenever he was in the Batmobile or the Batplane. He was those were obviously not anti-lethal rounds. He was blowing up vehicles when people were in them.
Yes.
And now we see him in, I don't recall what that new vehicle is called, but he's shooting parademons. And for me, it kind of depends on the new origin for these parademons. Are they essentially reincarnated? Are they aliens who were tortured and eventually turned into that? So how do you feel about, because that already drew a lot of criticism.
I think that Batman, as a rule, should never kill anything or anyone. He just has that general rule. Parademons, though, in the comic, I don't think he's ever straight up killed any parademons, but I think they're not really alive. They're more like cybernetically grown or in
Yeah,
the
in the New
culture.
52.
They're not sentient. They were never sentient. So I think he may even see them as robots, automatons, just to be taken out. You know, sometimes it's, oh, okay, great, robot. I can smash this. I don't have to hold back. But that's just my guess. Well, that's the jury's out on that one. I'm not sure.
It's a
about-
wait and see, basically.
yeah, basically, yeah. But hopefully, no more humans. Okay, Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah.
No, Batman, no guns.
Yeah, they took him to the lowest possible point. It was obviously inspired by The Dark Knight Returns in BVS, but they took it a step even darker than that, and
there
that
was
was his character arc.
There was a precedent. The Michael Keaton 1989 film had
yeah.
machine guns in his car. I remember being a little kid watching that and saying, "Oh no, that's wrong."
There's a scene with the Batmobile when it's armored. The guys around it pose no threat. It drops a bomb.
It drops,
And then-
it drops a bomb. It takes out an entire factory. Oh, and he's not even in the car. He said that as in a remote drone.
They
That's-
pose no threat
That's
whatsoever.
messed up. Okay, so you take out a whole factory, but you can't even pick off Jack Nooks on your bat plane. Okay, that always grinded my gears. Okay, but hey, what again?
And I'm gonna go there. Christian Bale, he tackled Two-Face over the ledge. With a Batman that smart, he couldn't have disarmed him or something using a batarang. Or,
Maybe he had his voice was still too scratchy. He was having an off day. He hadn't taken his his spray or something. I don't know. Put some Windex on it, but maybe he just wasn't all bats. He was a few bats short of a belfry that day to actually work it out. Okay, that's your friend. It's Harvey.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I took away from BVS that was his whole arc where he reached his lowest low and he realized he
was an
became he realized like he became everything he was fighting against, and in the end it seemed to offer hope that he's going to change his ways and return to the
That's
Batman.
a lot of depth for Ben Affleck. That's a lot. No, I'm kidding. I actually like Ben. You're a great director. Okay, if you're watching this, you're cool. But that's a help. That's
Gone Girl, The Town. I mean, he didn't direct Gone Girl, but he was good in it.
I love the movie about the film. I can't even think about it right now. The title, the one you won the Oscar for. I can't even think about it right now.
Oh, Argo.
Argo.
Yeah,
Thank
John.
you. Argo's fantastic. Keep directing, acting. You tried. No, I'm kidding. That's not your fault. That's not your fault either. Okay. Zack Snyder must nothing. Okay.
I like both you guys. I don't
You guys are awesome. Love it all. Spidey.
That's okay. Yeah, and now we're going over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Spider-Man Homecoming trailer dropped. How'd you feel about it?
Sunlight. There's sun in the MCU. It's
And
bright.
that final fight, though, with the Vulture, it's dark out.
It's dark out, but you know
It's a
what?
nighttime brawl.
Well, that's okay because that's a 24-hour cycle over there. Okay, it's not it's not a nuclear winter like in the DCU. Well, Michael Keaton, man, Oscar-nominated Best Actor. You can't go wrong. But even Marissa Tomei, say what you will, but Marissa Tomei, she has her acting chops. And I think I saw the Shocker at some point in the trailer. It looks like it's
Yeah,
complete.
there's a guy wearing a jacket similar, and he has gauntlets.
Great villain. Shocker has some great stuff out there.
Schultz.
Nick Spencer, Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Great series. I'm down. I enjoyed the Robert Downey Jr. Spider-Man dynamic because there's also some character development for Iron Man's character too, especially after Civil War. That's actually pretty cool stuff. And this Tom Holland, hey, no more, please, no Uncle Ben montages. Yes, he's dead. We get it. Okay, but I'm really excited. The interesting thing that I heard amongst the customers and fans that I spoke to, they all had one similar thought. The trailer showed too much. However, do we care? No, we don't. Because even though it showed too much, we're still going to go see it anyway. It's like seeing a roller coaster. You know it's going to be high, but you want to get on it anyway. You know where it ends, but you still want to get on it because you want to take that ride, okay? This is going to be a hell of a ride. It's a sure shot ride, guaranteed ride, more bang for your buck. I'm not sure about Aquaman riding the Batmobile. It may be just that, okay? But I know I'm going to have fun with this. So... let's
Yeah,
go.
Marvel Studios, they have a good track record. They know how to make entertaining movies. They know how to, when you're in the theater, you're going to have a good time. It's basically guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
two more films too. They say two more films also after this one. There was talk that Sony may pull the film, pull the rights. I think
After
they,
Infinity
but
War,
then the story is that no, there'll be two more films for Spidey afterwards.
Yeah, I think that was like based
Yeah.
off an ex-Sony employee or something. So,
Disgruntled.
yeah, so you never know. And speaking of ex-employees, one of my former coworkers at Screen Rant, he wasn't too won over by the trailer, but he's the kind of guy who goes on like set visits and everything. And he said, if you're concerned that the movie ruins everything, don't be. According to him, there's still a lot of surprises in store.
So a hater, well, that kind of, not really a hater, but someone who normally criticizes said, "Oh, okay, there's more to it," then that is an endorsement. So let's go. It's gonna be long too. Hey, and of course, everybody, please stay after the credits. I want to jump out of my seat so many times seeing these poor fools with children who don't know any better leave theaters, and I'm just like, no, save them, save them, save yourself, okay, and stay to the very end. Stay until the lights go on and they're vacuuming. Stay. You never know. Okay, surprises galore.
On the flip side, I thought it was interesting in Logan. Whenever we're not going to give away the ending just in case,
Yes.
but I thought it was interesting that everyone stayed for that. And in my opinion, the way it ends is perfect. You don't want to think about what next after that movie. You want to think about what happened.
Yeah, okay, no spoilers, but it was heavy, it's deep. It's a great film. It's a great film unto itself, and it's gonna make you actually want to sometimes. I want to know what happened in between. There's a lot of political statements there. I wonder what was filmed after editing, but they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Check out Logan if you haven't seen it. Do yourself a favor. It's a great movie, even if you're not a Wolverine fan. It's good stuff. Patrick Stewart alone. Come on, it's Patrick Stewart. You know. Yeah.
And now for another character who's from Marvel but not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Venom. Reportedly, Sony, they want to create a brand new, I guess they're going to call it the Venomverse? I don't know. It's not confirmed yet. But they want to do a Venom movie, horror, sci-fi. But the thing is, it's not connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you can make an Eddie Brock Venom origin without Spider-Man, but should you? That's the real question. You can rework it because it's a man who's driven by anger and revenge, and you can direct that towards someone else. But is it as interesting without Spider-Man? And to me, unless it's brilliant, unless they have a brilliant way to reinvent the character, it may feel a little hollow because then it's like, why are you giving nods to Spider-Man without having him exist? Like from the quote-unquote webbing he'll use to web sling around with the symbiote to the logo, which will have to be different. I'm not sure how they're going to... I'm doing my best to keep an open mind, but I'm a little skeptical.
Venom sounds more like box office poison to me. I mean, I don't know how. It's like watching like the Gotham TV show. Some of you may like it, but I don't get how it works without Batman, okay? It's a constant tease, in my opinion. 4 seasons of tease. But Venom, I don't know, man. Why not even? It doesn't work as part of the any universe. The Andrew Garfield films proved that you can't have a standalone major comic book superhero film work unless it's connected to a larger universe. Prior with the Tobey Maguire stuff, there was no universe. It was okay. Now there is a universe. It just feels like why go join your classmates, okay? Take a seat, okay, and participate. And that's just what it sounds to me.
I feel like long term there is some potential because obviously you tease Carnage for the second movie as Offspring, and then Toxin. Then maybe you could do something inspired by
Anti-Venom,
Agent Venom stuff, Anti-Venom, Silver Sable, Black Cat, yada yada yada. But that big hurdle, the origin with Spider-Man, that's a huge hurdle, and that's going to be difficult for them to overcome.
The dynamic of why Eddie Brock hates Peter Parker to begin with, all of that, like he hates Peter. It's obsessive. He wants to make his life miserable.
Yeah.
What's the point? Okay, it might as well be Spawn.
Yeah, if he sets his sights on another journalist, it's not going to be as interesting because that person presumably won't have the intelligence or physicality to survive against Venom for too long once he gets the symbiote. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what they're doing with it. I'm doing my best to keep an open mind, but unless they have something really brilliant, it's going to be...
Scroll! Don't comment, don't like, just scroll on. Keep going, okay?
All right, and now let's talk about the stories that these things are based on, the actual comic books.
Comics, yeah.
Yes. So another edition of New Comic Book Day. Natal was supposed to be here. He also works at Grand Central. He's feeling a little under the weather, but he had a recommendation in here as well. So let's take...
So his recommendation was... This came out this week, the classic Jeff Johns, Mike McCone Teen Titans Compendium, Volume 1 from 2004. Now, this is what everybody remembers the Teen Titans being. Everybody remembers the classic 1980s version. This almost surpassed them in some ways. What you got? Who do you got? Hold on. You got your 4 classic Teen Titans in Starfire, Changeling, Beast Boy now, Cyborg. You see, Cyborg's a Titan, not a League member. He didn't graduate yet. Cyborg and Raven, of course, always dark and broody. And plus, 4 of the Young Justice characters, or 3 of the Young Justice characters, Robin, Wonder Girl, Superboy Connell. I miss Con, come back. And Bart Allen. I miss you too, Bart. Well, you guys are around, but not really around. This is at the pre-Flashpoint. Yeah, the 4 of them. So you got 4 over here, 4 over there. Put them together. true Teen Titans. This is the book that also made Jeff Johns a name, okay, as a writer, because this led into Infinite Crisis, and from then on, the rest is history. Good stuff, reminiscence. The current DC stuff is actually now really heading up on this a lot, this feel. So it's actually pretty good too. But hey, these two sets of friends together really worked. And my picks. Oh, you want to go do yours?
Oh, go right
Okay.
ahead.
So Inhumans vs. X-Men just ended. Okay. Now we got 2 one-shots that launch off the upcoming series of books in their stables. We got Inhumans Prime. Where did the Inhumans go from here after the events of IVX? I don't want to spoil the ends of IVX. It's still in the stands, but after they went to war over Terrigen, over one race, the Inhumans were basically benefiting from the demise of the X-Men. Not directly, long story. Where they resolved it. Where do we go from here? There are going to be a whole lot of X-Men books coming out in spring. It's an initiative called Resurrection. X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold, all you 90s babies. I know y'all out there. Y'all remember Blue and Gold. They're coming back. Blue and Gold, Weapon X, Generation X, Jubilee is back with the X-Men. Jean Grey gets her own series. Iceman gets his own series. There's a lot to be said of Iceman. Cable's coming back. Rumor has it that maybe James Howlett Wolverine comes back. There's some speculation. There's some speculation. There seems some blacked out silhouettes and upcoming solicits. But it all starts here. X-Men Prime, and good starting point if you ever want to jump into the X-Men. Marvel's finally pushing the X-Men because they've been getting the boot a lot. It's hard to be a mutant out there. It's really sad. Okay. And my other pick from the other side of the aisle, Just League of America. I like this book a lot. Why? Interesting dynamic, interesting team. The villains, the extremists are the bad guys here. I have not seen the extremists since the breakdown storyline of 1991. Yes, we're going way back in the time. They are badasses. They kick the league's butt. And they're back again, badasses again. You need to make the faces look good, wrestling terminology. To make the faces look good, you need good heels. You need good bad guys. Let's go. Let's see some action. And that's what DC's been missing, and now we got it. So I'm enjoying it.
Pretty light week for me, just because I haven't had a chance to read anything yet. Black Hammer Secret Origin, Volume 1 from Dark Horse Comics, Jeff Lemire, yeah.
Good stuff.
There's praise from, I'm just going to list creator names back here, and if you respect any of their work, trust their judgment and pick it up. Scott Snyder, James Robinson, Charles Sewell, Cullen Bunn, Mark Waid, Peter Tomasi, Dan Jurgens, Mark Millar. It's basically a love letter to some of the classic superheroes, as well as doing new stuff with them. I mean, you have a character called Barb Alien, and I think his name in this is Mark Mars. Obviously, John Johns, Martian Manhunter. There's several nods to, you know, all the things you love about comics, and then Jeff Lemire, a very creative individual, does his own stuff with it.
Genius.
Absolutely, yeah. And then there was also, because I haven't read it, what was it called? Iron Fist, The Living Weapon.
Oh, yeah.
All 12 issues are collected. Have you read it?
I have not. I would love to, but guess what? Sold out already. That's people, believe it or not, Iron Fist. There's a lot of interest now after the Netflix series. And yeah, sold out. Check it out if you can find it. We'll get it back. Living Weapon. Good stuff.
Yeah, so we're here in Midtown Comics Times Square, but you are often in Midtown Comics Grand Central. So for the people watching on Facebook Live, why should they visit Grand Central?
We are scrappy. We're the smallest of the 3 stores, but everybody on my staff knows comics, loves comics. We're passionate about comics. We know your name. We know what you like. It's like a bar without the liquor, okay? But we'll tell you exactly what we think, what we're reading, what we love, and we know our stuff. And we got an elevator, and we're on the corner of 45th Street, Lexington Avenue. And we try to have fun. We try to have fun over there. And yeah, we're the middle child, okay? Times Square, Grand Central downtown, East Side. It's just if you go to Times Square, just take that quick subway ride, the shuttle to the to Grand Central Station. It's a beautiful station. Check it out while you're there. And then walk up a few blocks, pick up some halal on the corner. It's really good. And then up the elevator. Hey, we're there. And where everybody usually knows your name.
So if you like, first of all, if you live in the New York City area, and if you like comic books, but you're going on forums and message boards to have your conversations, don't do that. Come to Grand Central, Times Square, downtown. We all love comics here. We all want to talk to you about them. It's a great time. You'll make some friends, and you'll have some great conversations. So is there anything else you would like to tell all the people watching from Facebook Live?
Facebook Live, just hopefully I'll be back next time. Next time I have more announcements. but because I'm an independent wrestler and I got shows coming up in May and on, and we'll let y'all know about that next time once I get more details. But for now, hey, stay tuned.
Serge, thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure.
And thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoy reading new comics, watching comic book movies, and just be good to each other. Take care.